Colombian presidential candidate Gustavo Petro raised a massive scandal in the country as he explained that he will essentially propose a social pardon to corrupts in case he becomes president, in case he gets elected. While Petro has already made this promise in the past, the latest case came after his brother Juan Fernando visited corrupt Iván Moreno in La Picota prison in Bogota. Following these comments, the outrage in Colombia was so incredibly strong that Petro eventually walked back his words. However, it was already too late. After all, his social pardon comments got to the front page of every single newspaper in Colombia. And of course, as you can imagine, every single presidential candidate blasted him. In fact, according to newspaper El Tiempo, Petro's negative image among voters, Petro's negative image increased among different voters all across the country. Following these comments, of course, so this could be a pretty significant situation against Petro, because these comments could essentially close the gap between his person and, of course, the different presidential candidates in the South American nation. Given the fact that over the last few months we have seen how Petro's numbers in almost every single poll has been high enough to consider him as the main candidate in these presidential elections for sure. Not only in the first round, but also in the second. We need to remember that Colombia's political system is quite similar to the ones of many countries all across Europe, that we're not talking exactly about a country with two parties. This is a country with a lot of parties, a lot of political parties. Given this situation, every single presidential election gets decided in 2 rounds. The only way where you can actually win the presidential election in the first round is if you reach at least 50%. Of course, this is extremely difficult because we're talking about a competition between a lot of candidates, between a lot of political figures. This is not exactly the case where you only compete with one figure. In that case, of course, it's only one votation and that's it. It's only one election and that's it. In Colombia, it's not this way. You need to reach at least 50%, and it only happens on one occasion, and it was with former President Álvaro Uribe. The rest has always gone to the second round, and everything suggests that Petro is going to get to this second round because he doesn't have he won't have the enough votes to win on the first round. However, every single poll has shown that he is the favorite in both rounds, in the first and the second. However, these comments are hurting his image and his popularity. So we're going to see what is going to happen. But the thing is that this election is, the gap between Petro and especially the candidate Fico Gutiérrez is closer than ever. Reporting from Medellin, Colombia, Luis Orozco, Newsweek.